familiar. I watch the news. I seen you a bunch of times. You some hotshot, huh?
Hey, baby, what's happening?
You got some people waiting up front?
I ain't need no people out front.
I think you do.
Now, I got some questions about Jessica Trimble. Either I'm gonna arrest you and take you downtown, or you gonna talk to me now. You're under arrest. Put your hands in the air. I said, put them in the air, boy. I'm gonna be you, silly. Like this. Me? Okay, baby. You like to break bones, right?
Enough, Detective King. You got it. You got it.
What the fuck are you doing in my place?
The door was open, and by the looks of the car around here, it don't look like it's your place.
The old granny just checked out.
Difference between you and me is you love to prey on the weak and innocent, but I like to prey on sick people like you. Come on. Want some more?
Come on, motherfucker! Come on!
You like knives, right? You've killed me.
The story begins with a birthday party that turns into a nightmare. Twin brothers, Jacob King and Daniel, are playing hide and seek in the woods when tragedy strikes. Hidden among the trees, young Jacob watches in frozen horror as a man grabs Daniel and slits his throat. The trauma leaves a permanent mark, shaping the man Jacob will become. Years later, Jacob King is one of the most feared homicide detectives in Memphis, a relentless cop known for his brutal efficiency and uncompromising street justice. Working alongside his partner, Detective Storm Anderson, Jacob is tracking a notorious serial killer dubbed the Grifter by the media. The killer targets prostitutes, carving zodiac symbols into their bodies as cryptic signatures. The investigation takes a disturbing turn when they respond to a gruesome downtown crime scene.
Help me. God, it hurts.
I just got C4 sewn up in the chest.
It's not like him to leave out in the open like this.
Nah, he flipping the MO, man. He trying to fuck with our heads.
A woman has been bound, and in a final act of cruelty, the killer has surgically implanted a live bomb inside her chest. As Jacob calls in the bomb squad to disarm the device, his instincts take over. He notices a calm, suspicious man, Billy Joe Hill, watching the scene from a nearby apartment. Ignoring protocol, Jacob storms the building alone.
What the fuck are you doing in my place?
You love to prey on the weak and innocent, but I like to prey on sick people like you. Listen to me. Which color wire? You on it. Which wire here, Billy? Yeah?
Okay.
After a violent confrontation, he forces Billy to reveal which wire will disarm the bomb.
We're clear.
Once the information is given, Jacob loses control and kicks Billy through a window. Billy survives the fall and is taken into custody. The victory is short-lived. Jacob and Storm soon learn that the Civil Liberties Union has filed an appeal on Billy's behalf. Due to constitutional violations during the arrest, Billy is likely to walk free.
If he does, he will kill again right quick.
Later that night, Jacob returns home exhausted and on edge. His girlfriend excitedly shares her news that she has been accepted to join the police force, but Jacob doesn't even pay attention to her, consumed by the case and obsessed with stopping the killer before it's too late. Later that night, on rain-soaked streets, a prostitute heads home when she notices a man struggling to calm a crying baby. Moved by sympathy, she offers to help.
Appreciate that. Very Christian of you.
Without warning, the man attacks her, revealing the baby is nothing more than a doll. He beats her unconscious, drags her to his hideout, and carves astrological symbols into her body before dumping her back onto the street.
She wasn't just murdered, she was punished.
The brutality confirms the return of the Grifter, the serial killer police have been hunting. Detectives Jacob King and Storm examine the victim and discover a cesarean scar along with a full moon symbol carved behind her ear. Jacob realizes the murders follow a precise timing pattern and orders the medical examiner to retrieve the exact times of death from all previous cases. Storm later reports that a patrol officer identified the victim as Jessica, an occasional sex worker who mostly spent her nights drinking at Mojo Blues. Before they can follow up, Jacob receives a call from the captain ordering everyone back to the station as media pressure mounts over the growing number of unsolved murders in Memphis. Ignoring the order, Jacob heads to Mojo Blues to question a waitress who knew Jessica.
Let me ask you something. You know a girl called Jessica Trimble?
Before she can talk, a group of aggressive thugs confront Jacob and demand that he leave.
You got some people waiting up front?
I ain't need no people out front. I got some questions about Jessica Trimble.
Jacob takes them down brutally, and as he escorts the waitress outside, they are suddenly ambushed in a violent shootout. Jacob neutralizes the attackers just moments before police arrive, unaware that a man named Lazarus has been watching the entire encounter from nearby.
Where the hell is Jacob anyhow?
Back at the station, the captain demands an explanation for Jacob's absence and then introduces FBI Special Agent Frank Miller, who has been assigned to the Grifter case. Miller immediately takes interest not only in the killer, but in Jacob himself, pointing out his long history of excessive force complaints. That same night, Lazarus strikes again. He follows a man walking home, abducts him, and murders him in a dark alley.
Why is this crime scene always on the top floor?
The next morning, the body is discovered on the top floor of an abandoned building. Rope marks around the neck indicate strangulation, and a carved symbol on the victim's hand sends a clear message for police to back off. 2 murders in 2 days, and the killer is still free. At the crime scene, Agent Miller attempts to assert authority, but Jacob dismisses her, openly insulting her inexperience and walking away.
Y'all stick around, I'm sure this girl can entertain you. Wouldn't you say, Storm? She is very entertaining.
Later, Jacob's girlfriend and Agent Miller respond to a domestic violence call involving a disturbed man threatening to kill his wife.
Okay, you know what? No one's gonna shoot anyone. Just put the knife down and we'll talk about this, okay?
I'm not good enough for her.
Hey! You didn't have to hurt him.
They arrive just in time to stop him, though the wife's behavior suggests she may be unstable as well. Later, as Jacob works to decipher the Grifter's coded symbols, a Civil Liberties Union representative arrives to question him and Storm about the Billy Joe Hill case. Agent Miller explains to Storm that Jacob's use of force during Billy's arrest was ruled unconstitutional, the DNA evidence was inconclusive, and witnesses refused to testify. As a result, Billy's conviction is overturned, and he is released the following day.
Get him on back.
Why not? You're a citizen again, Mr. Hill.
Hours later, Jacob and Storm receive devastating news. Billy has murdered 3 men who offered him a ride after his release, stabbing them to death. Jacob heads to the library to research the meaning behind the astrological symbols, unaware that Billy is secretly trailing him. There, a library worker explains that the symbols were inspired by song lyrics, particularly country music. She directs Jacob to a rundown country club where the same song is played every night by a group obsessed with astrology. Jacob follows the lead to the club and he's stunned when a barmaid casually points out that Lazarus, the songwriter he's searching for, is standing quietly in the corner. Jacob moves to confront him, but several thugs block his path. Jacob takes them down, but by the time he pushes outside, Lazarus has already fled. Spotting him entering a nearby abandoned building, Jacob gives chase. He corners Lazarus and orders him to freeze, but Lazarus grabs a woman and uses her as a human shield. Jacob hesitates, giving Lazarus the opening he needs to escape. Moments later, Lazarus ambushes Jacob from behind. The two engage in a savage hand-to-hand fight, trading vicious blows. Lazarus fights with cruel precision and manages to escape as police sirens approach, leaving deep scratch marks on Jacob's hand. Jacob realizes Lazarus has left something behind, a wallet containing a driver's license, the first solid clue tying a real identity to the killer. The next morning, Billy Joe lures the library worker to his apartment. After sleeping together, he retrieves a hidden knife and slits her throat. At the station, Jacob uses the scratches on his hand to run a DNA test. The results reveal a match to both Jessica Trimble and Lazarus, a convicted offender.
Lazarus Jones, MPD.
Jacob and Agent Miller decide to raid Lazarus's home, only to find it empty. Worse still, Jacob discovers that Lazarus murdered the barmaid who previously helped him. Further analysis reveals that Lazarus is using astrological riddles to predict his next victim, timing each kill with specific lunar phases. His previous murders aligned with the full moon, waning gibbous, and third quarter. The next phase, the waning crescent, means he plans to strike that very night. Jacob connects the pattern to the constellation Ariadne's crown, which contains 9 stars mirroring the layout of Memphis. He believes each star corresponds to a murder location, and the final piece is about to fall into place. That evening, Jacob heads to the bar where he believes Lazarus will strike next. Meanwhile, Agent Miller receives a lab report confirming that Lazarus's DNA also matches Jacob's. With Jacob sporting fresh scratches and Lazarus having seemingly vanished, Miller begins to suspect that Lazarus may not exist at all. She believes Jacob has been hiding his own crimes in plain sight, investigating murders he committed himself. To her, the barmaid's death is the perfect crime. At the bar, Lazarus suddenly appears. Jacob orders him to surrender, but Lazarus fires a shot and tries to flee.
Squad 12, I need backup. Shots fired.
Like this. Want a piece of me? Take your best shot.
Jacob beats Lazarus senseless until backup arrives and arrests Lazarus. When Jacob returns home, he finds his girlfriend murdered. Suddenly, Billy Joe attacks him from behind, triggering a brutal final confrontation.
You like knives, right?
You've killed me.
Jacob ultimately kills Billy by slitting his throat, avenging his girlfriend's death. When police arrive, they find only 2 bodies, Jacob's girlfriend and Billy Joe, but Jacob is nowhere to be found. He left a letter for Storm, confessing everything and thanking him for being a loyal partner. He admits his methods were unconventional but insists that's how he finally caught Lazarus. He tells Storm to take the confession, and that one day, he'll come looking for him. Agent Miller later learns the truth. Jacob had arrested Lazarus earlier at the bar, and Lazarus confessed to everything, including framing Jacob. The story ends with Jacob visiting his Russian wife and children in a remote village, finally revealing why he had always kept his girlfriend at a distance. Subscribe for more dramas like this, and don't forget to like this video, it really helps the channel grow.